Well, welcome back, people. I'm your host, Full Circle 420. This is another presentation for my of my of my podcast and my YouTube video, my YouTube channel. And please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. The title of this presentation here is another one here. If you watch my videos, you'll know that I did do a video about does narcissism exist. Now this is not does narcissism exist, but this is the yes side. Last time I said yes and no, but this is the yes side of that question as well. And also it will go into it will talk about the different types of narcissism and is there treatments and what's going on with that. And so um, so thank you. Please pay attention here. And like I said, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And you please it's been, quite some time to for me to do a video. So please like, subscribe, and ah ooh, I promise that I will do more videos. Let's get started. Does narcissism exist? The yes side. Oh, wait a minute. Let's turn it. Oh, there we go. What? Last time I didn't really go into this. What really is narcissism? I mean, I did say about the fictional character of Echo and narcissism and stuff like that. And now, according to narcissism, the definition of narcissism, according to psychology, is an excessive interest in or admiration of oneself, a one physical appearance, selfish, involving a sense of retirement, lack of intimacy, empathy, and a need for admiration as characteristic a personality type. And then I also said that as was discussed the last presentation, the start of this personality trait is from a fiction. This one thing I do want to clarify. This is that personality trait of narcissism is from a fictional story of Narcissus and Echo. Just as the people, like, back in the day, people read books and read whatever it is, like poems, stuff like that. And some of the people emulate those characteristics of those stories, instead of just like people do today. Movies, books, everything. And there are people in this world that emulates those traits of that character. You see what I'm saying? Just like they did today, they did it back in the day as well. And like I said, just like the people who read this story in the times of when the story was created, everybody emulated the traits of the main character. Think about it though, right? Like even as little kids, we read a story, we read a comic book, and we go around saying, "Hey, I'm Batman," or "I'm Superman," or this and the other. This story of Echo and narcissism was no different. Now, who has the narcissism trait? People in society who have this trait is everybody. And I hate to break the news to you, pal, but everybody in this world has the narcissistic trait. Does not necessarily mean they're narcissists, but one way or the other, everybody does share a narcissistic trait. It could be small as, "Hey, that's my toy," or as big as, "Well, I think I'm better than you," or "I think I'm special." Da, da, da. That could be the trace. Well, everybody has it, but it just depends on how. how big or small the trait is within you. That's a determination that you have to think about of yourself. Now, like I said, who has the narcissistic trait? However, however, the the person who has the star attributes of this trait are the people who are usually diagnosed with NPD. What is NPD? If you don't know, that's narcissism personality disorder. That's the that's most people who emulate that trait to the emulate that trait um severely usually get diagnosed with narcissism personality disorder. And also, according to the DSM-5, that's the DSM-5. I want to see. Let's see the disorder symptom manual or something like that. I don't know. Of the symptoms of narcissism is grandiosity, meaning that you and with expectations of superior treatment from other people. Remember, you think you're higher than what you really are, and you expect the superior treatment from other people. Like basically, you are like you're the emperor of the society that people will treat you as royalty, so like that. But in actuality, people you're just a regular person, it's like everybody else. That's usually more like actors, celebrities, so like that. They feel like they have a need. Some of those people have a feel a need to have superior treatment of other people, but they're just doing a job. Function, fix it, fix it. Let's see, fixality, fixality, fix it on fantasies of power, success, inner inter- intelligence, attractives, etc., etc. That's like some of these and I hate to say this though, but I mean, get offended if you want to. I really don't give a shit. There's like these women walking around here thinking they're tens, but in actuality they look like fours, or they think that I'm gonna get a man, or male's gonna get a woman to do everything that we tell them to do, or that we have everything that we want from that person. But in actuality, the reality of it is you're just a regular old female, you're just a regular old guy, you're not gonna get anything more than what you deserve, basically. And self-preservation of being unique, superior, and associated with high standards people and in, into into institutions, institutions. Yeah, I never could say that word. Institutions, basically like buildings, stuff like that, or like institutions of like education or stuff like that. That means you have a self-preservation of being superior, and you want to associate yourself with high-status people and institutions. Like, say you say you want to get with people who went to Harvard, but in actuality, you never went to Harvard, though. You know what I'm saying? Or you want to hang with billionaires and millionaires, but yeah, you didn't come like that yourself. Though, but then you have some superior airs about yourself. In actuality, you never accomplished anything that high standards, though. You know what I'm saying? Needing continual or admiration from others. Basically, you have a constant need to be, you know, admirate have admiration from others. Like, oh yeah, you so good in writing, or you so good in reading, you so good at this, that, and the other. And you had to constantly have that need to have that. But mm, sense of retirement to self to self retreat just special treatment and obedience from yeah, I knows quite a few people who has that sense of retirement to like for instance, right? When a woman friend zones you and then they still expect the same treatment as like you're their mate or something like that, but you're a friend. You friend zone that person. So therefore you get what you say, well, I just want to be friends. Okay, we could be friends. I will treat you just like a friend. Don't expect any treatment from me. I'm not gonna help you move. Nobody's gonna help you move. Nobody's gonna help you with no money, nor anything like that, because you're a friend. And instead of, if you was their woman, or he was their, or if a woman was their man, or a man was their woman, you'll get, money. Hey, you want the money? Here you go. Nah, we're going to borrow some money. I want you to pay me back because you're not my woman. I'm not your man. You put me in the friend zone, so therefore you get what you get, and vice versa. You put a woman in the friend zone, you get what you get. You don't get no special treatment and obedience. Ugh, I don't obey. Man, look here. You're not writing my checks or anything like that. I don't obey shit from you. Exploitation of others to achieve personal gain. Now, here's the thing though. You want to get personal gain from what you do with the cost of others that were like loyal to you, or did everything for you, but yeah, you expect them to you want to explode it. You want to basically you want to explode them to achieve something that you can achieve by yourself. Unwillingly to empathize with the feelings, wishes, and these are basically you're selfish. You're self-absorbed. You know what I'm saying? You're selfish as fuck. You're self-absorbed. It's not, I don't care about nobody else. I'm not empathizing nothing with you. It's just me, 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 me. Like, dude. And then when you want empathy for everybody else, but yeah, what somebody else wanted from you, you don't get it. You don't give it, though. You know what I'm saying? You don't give empathy for, like, say for instance, say if somebody in your family died. Oh man, that's too bad, bro. Oh, oh man, that's too bad. I apologize, bro, because you know how many times I said that myself. You know what I'm saying? Okay, because I feel something about when like people that I close to, if like their parents die or something. I feel that though, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to, unfortunately, but I do though, you know what I'm saying? That's my nature. That's my nature. That's my nature though, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel bad, but well, I do feel bad though, man, because you lost somebody that's close to you, you love you, stuff like that. Yeah, I do feel bad about that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is, but you want empathy from somebody else. But when somebody say, "Hey, man, I'm going through something right now. Can you just please, talk to me, bro?" I got time. That's where it's that you're unwilling to empathize. Intensely envious of others and the belief that others are equal envious of them. Nobody's thinking about you though. Nobody's thinking about you. Envy is a fucking that's too tiring. Like you want to walk around with envy in your heart to for somebody else when you could do the same thing too. Like envy, and nobody's envious of you. Nobody's thinking about you. I don't care. Envy is a what? What are we envious about? You're the same motherfucker as you was before. After you was born, you're the same motherfucker growing up. You're the same motherfucker coming to adult, and you're gonna be the same motherfucker that dies. There's nothing to be envious about. I mean, I put it like this, man. I actually had somebody tell me that they're envious of envious of what? I didn't really accomplish anything. Envious of what? What are you envious about? What envious of what? Dude, I do a 9 to 5 just like everybody else. I struggling like everybody else though. I just make it look good, but I'm struggling too though. You know what I'm saying? What would happen if I lose my job? Think, God forbid if I lose my job, man. That's the best job I ever had before though, man. I'd be fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Even so what? I'm not rich. I'm not. I don't even live in my own place. Well, I am, but I'm not. Well, yeah, I am, but it's not. I'm. Well, yeah, I am. You know what I'm saying? I gotta pay every 2 weeks, but it's there's nothing to be envious about, though. You know what I'm saying? And pompous and arrogant to me. I understand pompous. Oh yeah, pompous. Pompous. Basically, you think you're more than what you really are. You think you kind of like reminds me of Brian off of Family Guy. He's a pompous, arrogant, and he's a fucking narcissist though, for real. He's just arrogant. I really have nothing to be arrogant about though. You know what I'm saying? I never really did. I mean, anything I ever accomplished in life, that was from, I had to work hard though, man. That shit did not come easy though. You know what I'm saying? That shit was hard. So arrogance, please, shit. I wasn't, and arrogant shit. There's nothing to be arrogant about. Shit. I got evicted out of my apartment, but that was some bullshit. I feel that was personal though, man. That was personal shit. And pompous, I'm like, you think you're better than everybody? You think you No, you're not better than anybody else. Again, nobody's thinking about you. Nobody thinks you're better than them. In fact, people don't think you're better than them. People think you're just there. So you're just there. You're not nothing special. You're just another human beings like me or anybody else that could walk around this motherfucker doing what they do, man. And at the end of the day, we all live this fucking earth. Every little character we create for ourselves, that's gonna be there. We're not. Like, for instance, my true name, my so-called government name is, well, you don't need to know about it, but if you watch my videos, you'll understand what it is. That's gonna die. My name and everything else. I don't even have children. So as it stands right now, if I die today tomorrow, there is no generation for me. I am it. Unless, a female says I got pregnant, cool. I'm good for that shit. But until that happens, this is it right here. I'm it. Once I die, I'm it. This is my beginning and end of my generation right here. Unless, I mean, I did, there were a lot of a lot of women. So, maybe I did have one or two, walking around here. Maybe, hopefully. I don't know. But pompous and arrogance, shit. I don't even, I didn't even know what pompous meant till like shit when I was in fucking fifth grade. I didn't even know what that shit meant. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I feel like I'm a smart individual, but there's some things I don't know what that means though. You know what I'm saying? I have to look them up and shit like that. And when I looked at pompous, I'm like, oh, that's what that is? Yeah, I'm definitely not that. I'm definitely not that at all. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, these who have the narcissism traits and stuff like that. That's the symptoms of this is the things of narcissism traits and shit like that. And I do know one person who does have that. But yeah, he's so fucking slow. He doesn't even recognize his his um his shortcomings though, you know what I'm saying? You might know him. He's that dude that in 2014 he did that thing he did at that conference at that church. He made a fool of himself. Like, what's his name? Oh yeah, Andrew Caldwell, something like that. Yeah. And every trait I just said right there, he actually matches it, but he's too fucking slow to recognize that. You know. Oh well. What is the background of narcissism or NPD, narcissistic personality disorder? It usually develops adolescence. Actually, it does because it's also a defense mechanism too, as well. Like if you made it feel like you're less than nothing, you feel like your parents or people around you told you to, you know, made you seem like less than, then this trait does come about, though. You know what I'm saying? And it's not uncommon for children and adolescents to discover some traits similar to those of narcissistic personality disorder, but as such occurrence usually are transient, does not meet criteria. See, that's the thing. You got to meet the criteria of narcissistic personality disorder. And I actually went to my psychiatrist, to because they're the only ones that she diagnosed it. Anybody else call you a narcissist? That's just, either that's a personal opinion. Well, it's all personal opinion, but it is it's gonna be that, or it's gonna be your. Why are you calling me a narcissist? Are you are you trying to, put your shortcomings on me or anybody else? What are you talking about? You're not smart enough, nor do you have the intelligence to diagnose anybody with narcissistic personality disorder. So why are you saying that? You obviously don't know what a narcissist is. Because if you did, you want to say that word. You want to say that word that's pretty much losing all meaning, though. You know what I'm saying? Because I hear it all the time on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. My significant other, quote unquote. I wish somebody say something else about that bullshit. I can't stand that word significant other. It's so ugh. Like I had I think it was a narcissist. You might recognize narcissism because of what you heard in school or what you learned in YouTube videos you learn and stuff like that. But are you even intelligent enough to diagnose anybody? Because you probably never read the DSM. You probably don't have a. You're not a doctor. You don't have a doctor in psychiatry. You're not a psychiatrist. So I wish people stop using that bullshit unless you have those um clarifications. Shut the fuck up. Anyways, you know what I'm saying? But you can recognize with some people. Of course, I can't diagnose anybody anything. I'm not a doctor, but I'm not a psychiatrist either. But you do recognize some of the symptoms there is. But when people call you that bullshit, I'm like, prove it. How? Can you tell me, please? How? Because I don't meet. Because I actually thought about that one time when went to a bad breakup and shit like that. I actually went to a psychiatrist and asked her, "What am I a narcissist though? Am I really a narcissist?" And they went through the DS5 with them, right? She went with the DSM-5 with me, right? And she was asking me some questions and this, that, and the other. She was like, "Okay, do you feel like you're selfish?" I'm like, "Sometimes." I said, "I'm sometimes selfish, but majority of the time, no, I'm not." Okay. Do I care about other people's feelings? Well, that's a catch-22 with me. I do care. People feel bad, but as far as their feelings to for some bullshit, I don't really feel anything about that. And she kept asking me question. And she asked me this one question where I didn't get why she asked me this question first, but then I understood afterwards. She asked me this question. She asked me, so let me ask you this. Say you have $1 billion, right? I'm like, yeah. I was asked this question two times. One, I was I was talking to people on this one thing, and the other, my psychiatrist asked me a question. She was like, Terry, let me ask you this. I say, well, I'm sorry, it's a he, by the way, not a she. He asked me this. He was like, Terry. I was like, what's up? And he said, okay, let me ask you this. You have $1 billion, right? I'm gonna ask you a question. You have $1 billion, right? I was like, yeah. Okay, now you have this $1 billion. Now there's two things you cannot do. You can. There's only two things though. You cannot keep it for yourself, nor can you give it away. What would you do? Okay, so I can't give it away. However, I can't keep it to myself. Like I can't buy any, I can't just make keep the money to myself, buy houses, buy me houses like this, right? So yeah, you cannot keep anything for yourself. Can't buy anything for yourself, and you cannot give it away. Simple. I'm also analytical too, just to let you know. Okay, I got simplicity. Oh, okay, it's simple. What I do is I will hire people from whatever, for whatever I need. Like for instance, I'll hire somebody to edit me for my YouTube videos. Boom. I'll uh I'll pay somebody to shop for me. Boom. To shop. And check it out. When they do shop, the food's really for themselves. You can give me some of the food too. I'm not open to food. You can't own food. You can eat food though, you know what I'm saying? You don't own it. Okay, boom. Gotcha. Okay, so I pay for the people to quote unquote work for me. If for any job I feel like, though, you know what I'm saying? Or like, for instance, if they buy clothes, right, the clothes is actually for the people who's gonna buy them, huh? And the people who work for me will get paid. So by the time all that's done, I no longer have $1 billion, and I didn't keep it for myself. Boom. And he was like, okay, okay. And then he kept asking me more questions like, do you ever feel like you're, what you call it, what do you call it, like basically you're better than anybody? I said, no, I never thought I was better than anybody. I'm just human, just like everybody else in this bitch. I don't feel like I'm better than anybody. I never have and I never will. And he kept asking me, man, I sat there, dude, I was in that fucking office for like over 2 hours though. It's supposed to be an hour, but it was damn near it was over 2 hours. And then after he asked me the questions, asked me this and that and the other, and he was like, no, you don't meet the criteria of narcissistic personality disorder. You do have, now he did say this, you do have a trait of narcissism. Everybody does in life. Okay. But it's not, it's so minuscule, it's not even something to worry about. Like, oh, because man, I was like, dude, this is bullshit. I was like, damn, this is something weird because I never knew what. To be honest with you, I didn't ever grow up with narcissism or this shit. That because I also learned that narcissism can also be taught too, as a device, as a size mechanism, as a mechanism too to defend yourself. You know, keep yourself closed in and shit like that. Though, you know what I'm saying. And then whatever the other trace there is, that's just for people who gets more in their selfish side. Unfortunately, that's not me. I wish it was though, because sometimes I feel like, to be honest with you, sometimes I feel like I wish I was a narcissist because I can really, I can, if I could manipulate, if I could have the ability to manipulate people to get to what I want or anything like that, shit. I wish I could do that shit, but I can't do it. That's not something I could do. So you know what I'm saying? I wish I could, but I can't. I don't know how. I don't know how to do that, none of that bullshit. And also this, true symptoms of narcissistic personality disorder are pervasive, apparently in various situations and rigid, remain constant over the time. The NPD symptoms are must be severe to the degree that significantly appears to import the person's capabilities to develop a meaning human re- relation relations. Well, that does say one thing, because if I was a narcissist, I wouldn't have the friendship, I wouldn't have the people in my life I would. Though, you know what I'm saying? Just saying. let's see. Generally, the symptoms of NPD also impair the person's psychologically abilities to function, whether at work or school or important social settings. The DSM-5 indicates that the trait, see, the DSM-5 indicates that the traits manifested by a person must be substantially different from other corporate norms in order to qualify as symptoms of APD. Yeah, that's what my psychiatrist told me, and I definitely don't follow that. I wish I could, but I wish I could though, cause man, if I could man, I wish I could manipulate a motherfucker to, say, or to be like, well, I don't give a fuck about you, fuck you, or I don't want to have no sympathy for you, fuck you. I wish I could do that, but I can't. I can't because I see motherfuckers get treated bogus as fuck. I wish I could have that trait. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could, but I can't, unfortunately. So I never, like I said, when I was young, I never was, never learned about that bullshit. To be honest with you, I just knew what narcissism was when I was fucking like, what was when I first heard that bullshit? I think I was like 14, 15 when I first heard of narcissism. And that was in class. Other than that, I never heard that bullshit. What the fuck is narcissism? What the fuck is that shit? What is that shit? And and also another thing I didn't know about this shit too. There are different forms of narcissism. I didn't know there was different forms. I just thought narcissism was narcissism. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was taught. That's what I was taught. You know what I'm saying? Narcissism was narcissism, but I didn't know there was different subtitles of narcissism. Though, you know what I'm saying? Like this one, the unpersonable narcissist, including anti-social features, definite consonants, un, unscrupulous, a moral disorder, fraudulent, deceptive, arrogant, exploitative, a con artist, a charlatan, dominant, compassion, ca- uh, ca- computation, and vindictive. I don't know. Like I said, I just learned about this bullshit not too long ago. I didn't know there was like different categorized all that bullshit. Amorous narcissism, including astronomical features. I heard of astronic features, but I never heard of amorous narcissism. I never knew heard of that bullshit. I didn't know what the fuck this shit was. Sexually seductive, eternal, beguiling, tatin, tatin, tantalating, lezitine, glib, and clever, dis, disclinated to real intimate indulgence, esoteric desires, bewitches, and in, jealous, other pathological lying and swindling, tending to have many affairs, often with exotic partners. So basically, according to this, you're basically you're a pathological liar. Though you just lie, you lie like I brush my teeth and watch like I wash my ass every day. You just lie just because you just want to do something, do that day. You just lie just because, and you swindle with people just because. You just because your date won't be complete unless you do that shit with other people, though. You know what I'm saying? Comp- Compensatory narcissists, including ne- negative and or of doning features. What does that mean? Seeks to counteract or cancel out deep feelings of inferiority and lack of self-esteem, offers deficits by creating illusions of being superior, exceptional, admire, no, noteworthy, and self worth resulting in self enhancement. Yes. That kind of sound like Brand. That sound like that character, Brian Griffin. You know what I'm saying? Or that dude I just mentioned earlier. What's his name? What's his name? Uh, Andrew Caldwell. That's yeah. At least, it's narcissism. Man of pure of a pure pat. I don't know. Feels privileged and empowered by virtue of special childhood status and subtle pseudo achievements. Entitled facade bears little resistance to reality. Sinks favored and good life is uplifting Bovie cultivates special status and advantageous by association. Wow. That basically means you just want to be with somebody that actually has those traits of accomplishment, but yeah, you don't have it though. See, when your fantasy fucks up with you, when your fantasy it doesn't match your reality, real pissed off. Sounds real familiar. Sounds real familiar. This is narcissist. Six friend good life. Movie, cosplay specials, and invitations to buy associate. Basically, you want to be associated by somebody who basically you want to be associated with people who has that high life or has that high sense of being, but yeah, you don't have it yourself. So by proxy, you think you're there, you think you're, up in, up in this, but in actuality, your reality is fucked up. Normal and narcissists. I didn't know there was a normal one, but okay. Absence of the trace of the other four. Least severe, severe, and most intro personality, concentrating on concern and empathetic, still entitled and deficit in reciprocity, bold in environment, self-confident, competitive, seeing high targets, feel unique, talent in leadership positions, expecting of reservation from others. I guess that's a normal narcissist or whatever the fuck. But the rest of these things sound like, God damn. Basically, that's just a personality of multiple people that think they're like better than everybody else, but they're not. Sounds familiar. Okay, so what is the treatments of narcissistic personality disorder? What's the treatments? Well, if you see treatments here, it's more treatment's more like psychotherapy, going to your psychiatrist, anything like that. However, there's no pills or no drugs you can use. No drugs. By drugs, I don't mean like, weed or anything like that. By drugs, I mean like that shit that the doctors give out. Say, take this pill, it'll cure for everything, though. You know what I'm saying? Like they got pills for diabetes, they got pills for headaches, they got pills for everything these days. Not though. Pills won't solve that issue, though. You know what I'm saying? There will be no treatment, no pills for that treatment. Now the treatment's more like, if you read right here, another disorder. Basically, that's only for like, treatment for another disorder like personality disorders. You know, diagnose sociopath and shit like that. That'd be something only a pill can you can use pills for that or use medications for that. But when it comes to narcissism, there is no pills for that. That's just for, you know, you calm down other mental illnesses. You know what I'm saying? Because narcissistic personality disorder is a mental illness. It is a mental illness because some fact of the matter is, I mean, you got to be out your fucking mind to think that you have ways to make yourself superior, but in actuality, your reality and your fantasy is not matching. Don't you know what I'm saying? Not matching at all. No, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then you could do your the pattern change strategy, stuff like that, group treatment, psychotherapy, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that for your narcissistic personality disorder, but no pills. That's just for other mental illnesses you have on top of that, though. You know what I'm saying? It seems like everybody in this world got a fucking mental illness. You know, even last time I said that, what if, what if, what if they're, diagnosing people with narcissism, but in actuality, it could be like a high form of autism. That's what I said the last time. I was like, what if not? Why did motherfuckers getting diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder mistakenly, and that's nothing for a high form level of autism because they have the same traits. They don't have any sympathy. They don't have sympathy unless they're taught it. They don't have a way to they don't have a way to, say, I mean, kind of hurt my feelings. They don't recognize that. They'll just do and say shit like it's nothing. That's for like high level autism with a on a high spectrum and shit like that. That could be. That could be the one. That could be one of the ways you mistakenly get diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder. It's just high form of autism or autism. Period. Though you know what I'm saying. What if that's the case though? That's the one thing I will. That's the one thing I always think about. What if that's the case where you're not narcissism, you have a high form of autism? What if that's the case? You know what I'm saying? I always think about that. Like, what if that's the case? You are diagnosed motherfuckers wrong, though. You know what I'm saying? That could be the case, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Yeah, it says down here, if you read it, you gotta probably, look up, look down. It says no medications are indicated for treatment of NPD, but may be used to treat co-occurring other mental conditions or symptoms that may be associated, such as depression, anxiety, and impulsive. If oh, that's another thing too. One thing people need to realize. If you got imposing issues, you may be an narcissism also, it has a way to get diagnosed with people those with impulse system instance issues, though, you know what I'm saying? Like you really don't give a fuck what you're doing, though, you know what I'm saying? You do things impulsively. That's another issue with narcissism as well, though, you know what I'm saying? I mean, people need to understand that. So, all right, people, that's my conclusion here for my presentation. And and please, like I said, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Um, I'll hopefully start doing more videos. I've just been so busy though, you know what I'm saying, my job, which is cool. And I'm trying to do this thing with the cyber security too as well, though, you know what I'm saying. And I'm thinking about writing another book. I might have to write my book. I might have to write a book for my I might have to write a book for my life for what happened to me because that was rough. Just saying that was rough. And I don't wish that to I don't wish what happened to me was my worst enemy though, man. Seriously. Getting evicted by something that you have the money for it, but they reject the money that I had to give to them to pay them off for because I didn't get a job. I didn't have a job at the time. I got a job in October, and I had owed money for my rent. Dude, I would have the shit I got approved for one of those Texas rent relief. It would have paid them for October, November, December, January, and February, and they turned it down. They just want to be out of there for some reason, and I never did anything though. So basically, they're the ones who violate the contract because I had the money to pay them, but they told me no. So okay, fine. Then I told them don't pay me anything because the fact of the matter is If you pay them and I'm still getting and they still evicting me, that's a fraud, and I'm not gonna be a part of that. No, absolutely not. And then they had the nerve and the audacity to tell me I owed them anything, and I told them no, straight up. You had them for $7,000 for yours to have. You turned it down, not me. So therefore, I don't owe you anything. Y'all violated my contract. I did. So I don't know what the fuck they gonna do. Just don't call me telling me I owe them anything. I got proof of what I'm saying. Straight up. All right, peoples. All right, thank you. And I'll see you later. Oh, come on.
Please stay asleep. Please stay asleep. Please stay asleep. You niggas stay asleep. Sipping on 6 murder minutes, the sauce I take blood from the cup that they call holy grail. Silence for singing some many 6 sauce of a place they call heaven, now skins are propel. Resting up on my black on the desk, flying no suspicious suspects are saving the souls.